Welcome back, everyone, to episode 4 of the Triple Tap Podcast. I am your host, Rockwood, as always, and joined by my sides are my two biggest, bestest tag friends in the whole wide Laser Force community scene and in real life. Right?
Yay.
Over here in this corner, we got Metal Face. He's our tech expert. He's responsible for the stream. In this corner, we got Snuffles. He's our resident laser tag expert and all-around cute guy. And we are going to pick up where we left off. And by where we left off, I mean what we were supposed to cover last episode until this guy came over here and, but we're fine.
Some tech guy.
Mew for us, Dallin.
It was a tech guy. It was some intern. We fired him. We had him sacked.
Give us a face. Come on. Do it. Oh, yeah.
Wait, were you lying? Is that bait?
No. I wanted to see it legitimately. Okay, all right. I am now going to pull up the selector.
So, as a recap for those of you who are just tuning in, and by just tuning in, I mean those of you who just clicked on this episode, we were talking about Metal Face's selector last episode, but due to the intern messing up, who we have now fired, we are redoing it. So this is the never before seen look at Metal Face Scout's team selector. Would you mind explaining a little bit about it?
Never before seen, minus several sites that have now used it in the last couple days, but
as far as I know, it's only
canon.
Loveland. I don't know of any other sites that have used it.
Using that? Well, at least Cody was looking at it.
He was looking at it, though. I'll have to ask him. It wasn't it. All the text was white, so I don't blame him if he never uses it again. But
oh yeah,
how's it looking, Rockwood? Can you see everything?
I can.
Awesome.
The UI looks horrendous, but I do see it.
Shut up. I don't want to hear it. So the way it works, this right here is everyone who's playing. So you type in code names. Give me some code names, fellas. Who do you want to play with? Obviously, I forgot Snuffles. Hold on. Type in Snuffles.
How dare you? I cannot see it, so I don't know who you have, but this is what happens when you find the terrible intern. Stuff still doesn't work.
I'll give you a play-by-play. It's Metalface, Rockwood, Slaughtermelon, and Snuffles on the roster right now.
Just circling St. George players.
Okay, let's do Vulcan.
And while
Thunder, Meds.
While you're adding the St. George players, I'd like to maybe for layman's and explain this to someone who's never experienced Team Selector before.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, I'll do it? Okay.
Oh, you want me to?
No, I mean, I can do it. I got a nice voice. So, we often run into problems when we play laser tag, right? Every week, you make teams, you play a game, it goes bad, teams went wonk. You end up spending so much of your time trying to draft out teams, and it's just no good. So our resident tech expert here, Metal Face, took it upon himself to make a team selector that is plugged directly into LF Stats, which is a website that logs all of our stats from our games we upload. And in this competitive setting, you need teams to be as close as possible, or else, it's just not fun for anyone. So, a very kind shout out to Maniac. Shout out to Maniac for giving Metal Face access to LF Stats. Now, his team selector website.
Thank you, Stats God.
Pulls directly from LF Stats. And so now, as you can see, he's types in a player, it shows the last site they were recorded playing at. And then once you have your desired roster of players who you're playing with, the magic happens.
Yeah, I'm missing one name. Who?
Do you have Satyrs?
I don't have Sadie, no. Satyrs.
Yeah, put Sadie in there.
If you add more than 12 players, or however many players you have in the selection mode, it will just randomly pull players. If you want players added to specific positions, there is this right here. And you pick the person. So say you wanted to have Rockwood play a scout. Click add modifier.
Who would want that?
And Rockwood is now guaranteed to play a scout on either team. So
Way
once-
better than the random that's built into the
Yeah.
the packs. Way
This-
better.
My hatred for random inspired this and drove
It
me to
truly
make it.
is random.
After Loveland Mega Members Night, I really started developing this hard.
Yeah, he's one bad day is all he needed.
So you hit send selection, you have to wait a good 5-10 seconds because I'm bad at
This
coding.
this is cutting edge computing power, people.
It takes
That's why it's taking so long.
5,000
When
processors.
it-
And there it is. Those are your teams. Now, would you mind explaining the funny numbers under MVP? What does that
So
mean?
it used to mean something different, but now this is just pure positional MVP. I found that it was a little too much. It was not scaling
Oh, you didn't
properly.
do your...
No, I'm not doing the other thing I was doing before. So we're not
Fair
going to
enough.
talk
Yeah,
about it.
when we did it last week and it wasn't working properly, the video, we had it the way before with other factors, and they didn't give Rusty like an 80 something.
Yeah,
it was almost 90, yeah.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah, it's
88 in Medic. Yeah, it was disgusting.
Yes.
So
MVP, of course, is just a stat that combines accuracy, hit diff, various other things from the game that you achieve. It's
And
not
it's the
necessarily
only
dependent
metric
on
to
score.
judge how good a player is.
yeah,
It's
Nothing
the
else.
only metric. Yes,
The
it's
only
the end all be all of how to measure a player's skill, and this is widely regarded in the global Laser Force Space Marines 5 community to be the absolute truth of how you rate players.
Yep.
End of discussion.
nothing better by far. Unfortunately, we're joking because this doesn't take into the human aspects of players. It won't ever be perfect because there's no way to measure synergy and teamwork and such. But these
And
MVPs,
also how you feeling that day.
yeah,
Sometimes you wake up on the wrong side of the bed and you play bad and
like
you let your whole team down.
this last Tag Tuesday, our good player cope with it. He was very tired, and you could see it in his eyes. So
Yeah, poor guy.
poor guy. Anyways,
But I
these
guess
MVPs.
he'll have to cope with it.
Dumb joke. I should cut that.
Very funny joke. Don't cut it. It's funny.
Cutting it. These MVPs are positional. So Chaser being the commander here, this is his commander MVP for every center in average. In the future, I'm going to do some kind of drop-down menu for centers, so it's only calculated for St. George or whatever.
I like
'Cause
that.
I think the arena matters
You know,
quite a bit.
these are very close teams.
This is interesting. This is an interesting matchup. We got
It is interesting.
Fluffy Cloud
Yeah,
and
very
Snuffles
interesting.
and Thunder versus Chaser and Fluffy Cloud.
I mean, Snuffles and Thunder and Slaughtermelon all on one team. It's kind of like a death sentence.
Yeah. See, it was on crack when it made this, so it's definitely not perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we get meds, you know. Like if you
If
took
I
the
saw
top four
these
players,
teams-
3 of them are on your guys' team.
If I walked into it like playing these teams, I'd walk out. I wouldn't play, I don't think. I'm joking.
We do good when we're scouts together, though.
Yeah.
We play very well off each other. We're inside each other's heads.
And do notice it
Is
made
it-
Rockwood a scout. That's crazy because I made him be a scout.
That's crazy. And now I'll be a happy boy, even if I get my teeth kicked in.
What was that, Snuffles?
I was just gonna say, did it have me and Thunder as scouts on one team?
No, you're both 3 hits.
Sorry,
You're the
yeah.
commander and Thunder's the heavy.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Cope with it, Scout, Slaughtermelon Scout, Sadie Ammo, Vulcan Medic. And on mine and Logan's team, we have Chaser Commander, Fluffy Cloud Heavy, me and Logan as Scouts, Easy Bake Ammo, and Meds as Medic. So our resupplies are pretty good. I would say our resupplies are better than yours, but
Unfortunately, we'd
I
get
feel like it's a
stomped.
Meds
Yeah,
diff, though.
Meds diff. All right, so now you can go back. You can remove any players. It does work with 10, 12 players, 10 players, but that's boring, so I'm not
Yes.
going to do that.
And it saves so much time and makes teams so much easier. And even if you don't like the teams, it gives you a good layout where you can be like, okay, I like the layout. We're going to change up a few things. So it's just good.
It's very
It's nice to have.
It's very nice to have, yes. I mean, I guess that's it, right?
So
If you
what are like some other features you guys think could be added to it to make it better?
so I'll save the best one for last, but right now I want to add the most simple thing I could add is like a set modifier where you say I want this player playing on this team with this position, and you lock them into that, and you say that's what they're playing. That's it.
Okay.
No switching around. So that could be nice.
Yeah.
I
had mentioned earlier, I think it'd be cool to have like a rival and like a partner system, right, for the night. Like, let's say, purely hypothetical, I want Metalface and Chaser to be on opposite teams, and I want them both to be heavies. So when you're making teams, these two players have to be on opposite teams, opposite positions, or be like, let's say, we want Metalface and Rockwood to be on the same team, and we want to be in the same like positions, like making both
Like
scouts,
resupply
both rehits, or
together.
both resupplies. Yeah, like the duos kind of thing.
Okay.
Like a system like that, so you can make like pods of players, right? You can have 6 duos, and then plug them in, and
Okay.
then just see if it can make teams like that. I think that would be cool. I don't know how much utility it would get versus how much work you would need to make it working. I just think it'd be a cool feature, personally.
Yeah, that would be very cool. The rivals
Oh.
system would be awesome.
I think another thing that could be interesting is adding a thing where instead of doing it by MVP, you just put in like a number for players on a scale of like
Yeah, you can rate them by
1 to
hand.
10 or like 1 to 20, like how good they are. And do it that way, and maybe even do that like rank them based on each position as well. So like this guy's a 9 out of 10 on heavy, but he's a 3 out of 10 on medic, and that would like factor in,
Mhm. So you're
That could be
saying manual ranking,
Custom
I
values,
guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Custom ranking. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because like if you have someone who's like brand new and they're playing for a year, their stats are going to be pretty garbage, but then they can actually get really good. But their stats are still going to be pretty low just because of all the games before, just bringing them down, whereas it doesn't reflect their actual skill level. Like
Mhm.
that's one thing with MVP. So it could be interesting, but for now, MVP is like it's fine.
Yeah. And I do want to specify the MVP value chosen is not it's not the average MVP, it's the median MVP from all your games.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mhm.
I did not know that.
Rockwood's glazing over. He has no idea what a median even is.
I'm joking. I know what median is. It's
Yeah,
you
tell
take
me.
the middle 2 numbers
I mean,
and then take the average, or this is the middle number. Average is, all the numbers added up and divided by the amount of numbers there are, and the median is the middle 2 numbers. So
It's just the first number. It's just the middle number with no average. Yeah.
yeah,
It's okay, buddy.
I
forgive you.
took stats. I know what median is.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of median. I prefer median over the mean.
Well, the
I'm
last
I'm
feature.
sick of getting all these stats, and they say average. I don't care what the average is. Give me the median. I'm sick of the. I'm so sick of the. You get the weird way out there's and the what you call them?
The outliers.
The outliers. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm a tired boy. Yeah, I'm sick of the outliers fudging the numbers. I
Yeah.
think we should switch over to a median-based society as opposed to an average-based society.
Your two bad
I'm a
heavy
big
games are
advocate for that.
proof that the outliers suck, huh?
Shut up! That has nothing to do with this.
Like, who cares if my dick's below average? Is it below median?
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
it's so true.
Down,
Who
you're
knows?
above average and above median in my book.
Thanks. Bolton's seen me naked, so you know. Anyways,
Yeah,
don't talk about gun level.
we don't.
Logan might have
all
a panic
right.
attack.
So, but that's not the only thing you're working on, is it, Metalface? You have another project.
Yeah,
Right? One that's so secret you can't even show it.
it's not secret. I haven't finished it. And
I was
unless
trying
you
to
want to
cover
see a
for
bunch
you.
of numbers. Yeah,
I love numbers.
but it's a predictor. Takes two teams, calculates their stats, puts them all into a massive AI neural network, and then spits out a number and says, "Is this team going to win? And how certain am I that this team is going to win?" It needs a lot of work. It's a lot of work to integrate it into a website too. But yeah, coming soon. Trademark.
Baby steps.
Yeah,
Okay.
baby steps.
What data is it pulling to make those predictions?
So it does the same thing that the selector does, where it pulls all of your stats. Yeah, I'm not really
Isn't
sure
that the
how to
funny thing
describe
about neural
it.
networks is that you're not sure how they work?
No,
Right.
it's just a lot of data that I pull.
No.
But you give, so say you have a team, right? The team has 6 players on each team. Each player, you get their positional, you give the AI network your MVP, hit diff, average score in that position. So it takes all of data that's already available that isn't part of the game, right? And then you give it all this data and it spits out a prediction. I might be able to show it better than I can tell it.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Take a
So
look at it.
right now, would it just like predict before the game
Yeah.
which team is going to win?
Yeah. So you give it 12 names and you say which names are on which team, each position.
Mhm.
And then it calculates all the stats of all the players' previous games, puts them all into a data sheet, right? And then throws that data sheet into the model, and then the model spits out a number and says which team's going to win.
But
Okay.
it
So
doesn't
what
take
about
into account the games that it doesn't take out let's say me and Sadie on our team. It won't take into account games we've played together. It's just individual stats.
No, it's just individual. It doesn't have any concept of names or
ooh,
anything.
that would
Thank
be
goodness.
interesting if like it's
'Cause
like, oh, these 2 players in these positions, they have a really high win rate. So
That
it
would
boosts it.
be
That'd be
that would be very interesting.
After last year's Nats, if Sadie and I were on a team, it would predict us to lose 90% assurance.
Yeah, maybe I don't do that.
And then, what are your thoughts on a predictor that predicts during the game in time who it thinks is going to win?
Ooh, a real-time predictor?
Like, yeah.
That would be fun.
Like it's constantly getting data.
I think Russ kind of has early stages of that I've seen.
It'd be hard to get
I
the
don't know
data
like
real time,
how
though.
much work he's
Because if
put
it
in it.
pulls
Though.
from LF stats, then it wouldn't be able to get the data to actually games
it
uploaded.
reads the game like in real time.
Yeah, it would
and
have
so
to.
the win probability is changing. So if a team, they start getting ahead and score, it slightly predicts them, yada yada.
That would be super
Right. Well,
cool.
it'd be difficult though, because with nukes and stuff, would it be able to learn the commanders at 40 special points? And I think that this team's gonna win, or is it just gonna look at the numbers?
I
How
don't know.
advanced even is
Yeah.
AI at this point?
As a
Who knows?
self-proclaimed AI expert, I don't think you could really do all that with AI. But I could be wrong. I think it wouldn't. It would be less AI. What?
I feel like I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, God, but
What?
I don't think it'd be that hard. I mean, it would be hard. It'd be very hard, but I think it's possible. That's what I meant. I don't think it's impossible, is what I meant.
It's not impossible. Nothing's impossible.
I guess if you have training from enough, if you have enough game data, and you can teach it to actually just watch the scoreboard, no behind the scenes numbers, just watch the scoreboard, then it would probably learn that.
Well, I think behind the screen numbers also kind of factor into that of who's playing,
Yeah. A lot of behind the screen numbers factor into it.
Do these players in these positions, how often do they make a comeback in a deficit when they're this far ahead in the game? How consistent do they close it out? I think
that would be very interesting.
You need, I think, a lot of games, a lot of data for that to work.
Yeah. My model is trained off the 7,000-ish games recorded in LF stats, and that wasn't really
that's a lot.
No, not for AI. It wasn't
There are
really all
only
that
7,000.
Yeah.
Across all of LF stats.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. The website's how old? 2015, right? 2016.
That's a lot of games, man. That?
That is a lot of games. Yeah,
I mean, dozens a lot.
Yeah.
I forget. Yeah, I guess in
Like I think I'm like almost at 2,000 SM5 games played. I've been playing for like 7-8 years now.
right, and I guess not everyone uploads to LF stats all the time.
Yeah.
Does it pull from tournaments or just like,
Tournaments
nightly?
too. It's everything.
Does it?
When it calculates a game for the training, it'll take that game and it will calculate all of the score that that player has up until that game's date, right? So it's only including how good that player is doing up until that point to try to simulate a game that hasn't happened yet when I train the model.
I see.
Could you train it? Could you set parameters like only pull data from the last year?
I could. Yeah.
Because like Snuffles was saying earlier, like you have someone who's like, let's say you had a really rough start, right? The first like 2 years you just pee pee poo poo, but then you finally go to your first tournament and then suddenly your MVP like doubles. Then those first few years really is not reflective of how good you are right now, and it bogs you down
Mm-hmm.
and it underestimates you.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But if it's doing that with like most players, then I guess it balances out. You know? Like most of our players, it would do that. The exception would be, say, Caleb, who moved over here when he was already really good.
Yes, but
Right.
the predictor would also take into account all of his Loveland games. So
Oh, okay. There you
it
go.
wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it just takes all the games no matter what.
Yeah, but that could be an improvement as well to pass in what site you're playing at. Yeah. Who knows, man?
Yeah,
Lots
I
of
mean,
possibilities.
yeah, it'd be fun to get parameters for that thing.
It was around 75% accurate when testing on games. Now, in real world testing, we tested it like a few months ago, right? On real games. I
Yeah.
correctly predicted 4 out of the 5 games, and it correctly predicted 2 out of the 5 games. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have a slideshow.
Is that why you?
Yeah.
Is that why you tucked it away and never brought it up?
Well,
You're like, this needs more work.
Because it was a really big deal when you brought it, and then you just never said anything about it, and just told us that it's not ready yet. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just because I finished the AI project for my schooling, right? And I was done with it, and I was like, well,
Right.
I want the selector too, and I have the predictor, right? And I want to join them together in holy matrimony. So I had one piece, but not the other. So all my time went into developing the selector, and now I'm finally to a point.
More useful.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I'm finally to a point where I can start focusing on prediction with my spare time.
Nice. Well, is that all we have to say about the selector?
That's all. Praise be the selector. That's what our members say.
Selector.
Praise be.
Praise be.
Oh. So now we get to the portion of our program where the Triple Tap podcast talks to you about tag tips to improve your gameplay. Right, fellas?
Are you sure
now
that's what we do?
That's what we're doing right now, this segment.
Okay. I mean, I feel like we
Disclaimer.
haven't tangented for like 20 minutes yet, so.
I know this has been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you guys are ruining it.
That was the point.
Be quiet while I'm talking.
So can we talk about the 9th anniversary of Harambe's passing was the other day?
Oh, so true.
That's kind of depressing.
That's so sad. 2016, it really all went downhill, so.
It really did.
Yeah.
2016 was cursed. Moment of silence for Harambe.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Anyways, now we're going to talk about callouts.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Harambe.
Tag dicks out for Harambe.
This-
It's such an old meme.
Anyways, this segment of the broadcast is brought to you by the Dicks Out for Harambe Association. That wasn't funny. You can.
No, you're staying in. Shame for you. Callouts. Continue.
I can respect that. I apologize for my language. So, a topic that is not really talked about all that much, and especially not with newbies really that much ever, are callouts. Now, Metalface, could you explain to us what the callout what is a callout?
So this is add like line for line a Thunder lesson. Callouts are like a car blinker. It's to tell your team information that is not the norm that they need to know.
Okay, all right, Snuffles. How about you tell us what?
That's at least
callouts
like
are?
short version of what Thunder told me years ago.
I'm impressed. Do you remember
What
that?
callouts are?
Yeah, just like what is
It's
this
just-
call out?
Communication you make to your team to give them info.
Right, and it seems simple enough, doesn't it?
It occurs
Like,
to me I
oh.
misunderstood that, but thank you.
It's okay. If I could reach out and touch you, I would. So, seems simple enough, right? Okay, you just communicate information. Okay, it's laser tag. How difficult can that be? Oh, I'm moving here. Okay, good job. Now, why are callouts so important, fellas?
Holy shit, there's a heavy in our base!
Yeah,
Help me,
because it's a
please!
team-based game mode, and without the proper communication, you're not going to do as well as you would if you're talking to each other, right? The commander needs to let the resupplies know that he has a nuke and he's going to nuke, so that way he doesn't get resupplied and canceled, right? The scout needs to let the resupplies know that he's activated rapid fire so they don't resupply him, right? And there are other instances that don't involve resupplies. But like you said, heavy in the base, your heavy's out of the base and they're attacking heavy. Get back here. We need your help. An important person that's got shut off. Let the commander know. Let the team know. Right? Now, callouts can be a bit dicey because some people don't give them out at all. And other people on the very far end of the spectrum, where they are constantly spewing out information that no one asks for, no one wants, and no one needs to hear. And it just clutters up. It clutters up the space, right? Because whatever you say, everyone else hears, including the enemy. And it can get in the way of other more important callouts, right?
Real quick, I think it's important to specify callouts and communication are not the same thing. Callouts are specifically when you're calling something out loudly. I think that's a better way to describe what it is. If you're going back as a commander to nuke, you don't yell at your resupply like, "Don't shoot me, I'm gonna nuke." You don't want to call that out and yell because the enemy can hear that and they'll come try to cancel it, That's just basic communication. Callouts are what you're calling out to your team loudly, which means the enemy can also hear what you're saying. I just want to specify that real quick.
I felt, you're all good. I was saying like callouts are important because it's a communication-based game, and then I did
communication is important.
Communications to callouts. Callouts are a big part of communication for those reasons you just said. Yeah. Now,
so true.
Let's all go in a circle before we do anything else, and say our favorite callouts. All right, you go first, Snuffles.
Our favorite callout?
Your favorite callout.
To hear or to make?
My favorite callout. I don't have one.
Here, maybe I'll start. My favorite callout is.
Honestly, mine probably is when people say a bit too loudly that they're nuking.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I can hear you. I'm across the arena. Why are you saying it so loudly? I have used that to bait people into thinking I'm nuking, and then I actually don't, and it's pretty fun. But
you're just sitting there waiting to shoot him.
So I guess that one.
I don't know, man. My favorite one to make is heavy down when I'm playing scout. If I kill the heavy as a scout, the whole arena knows instantly.
Dude, I have such a scout brain. Sometimes when I play commander, I'll put the enemy heavy down and I'll shout, "Heavy down!" And then I'm like, wait, I'm the commander. I'm shouting callouts to myself. This is information that I'm trying to relate to the commander. I am that commander.
There have been so many times I've killed the heavy and I'm like, heavy! And then I just stop myself and rush in anyway. It's so funny.
Yeah. I'd say honorable mention.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say honorable mention to your pack when you're low on lives and you're hidden, and your pack kindly announces to the whole arena that lives are critical, and then some guy shouts, "He's not alive!"
That's so worst.
Also,
bang my head against the wall
honorable mention when your pack says something and someone misinterprets it, and they're like, "The heavy's out of shots," and you have like 15 shots.
I got like 20, and you're like, okay. What? Yeah, send your whole team towards me. I'm ready to reset it up. No, that's fun. I was going to say, kind of going off of what Logan said, which is a good point. Logan said his favorite was heavy off or heavy down, whatever. And he said anytime he's a scout and that happens, he puts the heavy down, he tells the whole arena. That is bad. Those are bad callouts.
No.
For the most part. And the reason why is what makes a callout good and what makes a callout bad is if a callout has a specific purpose to a specific person.
Ah.
So, if I'm playing a scout and I put the heavy down, I shoot him in the back 3 times, and I just yell heavy down, the enemy team now has an idea of where I am. He might not have known had I just put him down and quickly moved and hidden. And then guess what? Maybe I could have done it a second time.
So true.
What makes the call out heavy down good is if you know your commander is in a spot where they can follow up and actually push the base or do something off that. And so heavy down, you should be telling that to your commander when you know he's in a position to do something with that information.
So true. You're right.
If you're just calling it out every time willy-nilly, that's bad. You're exposing where you are. And when I'm a heavy, if I get down and I hear someone call I'm down, that changes what I'm going to do. Because maybe I get put down right after I put the enemy commander down. Let's say I trade with the enemy commander. He kind of runs away, so I don't get a reset and shoot him again. And in that meantime, I get shot and put down. He might not see that I went down, and if no one calls that out, I'm kind of safe. Because I'll come up a second after he does, and that's fine. But if that happens and someone calls out, hey, heavy down, that commander knows he has a second, 2 seconds, where he's going to be up and I'm not. And so he can try to do something. And so that changes what I'm going to do as a heavy. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. So it just needs to be in a spot where your commander can follow up with it. And that takes a good amount of communication and team synergy from what I understand.
If I'm playing scout and my commander's in the base getting resupply and I don't really see my heavy, I'm assuming he's still kind of by the base. Yeah, I put the heavy down, but calling out heavy down, that's exposing me. Like, I guess I could call it to the other scout, but if I don't know where my other scout is, like, there's not a ton they can do. It's better that you just don't say anything, and maybe I go make a play on the base. I put the heavy down. I'm like, okay, well, the base is open. I'm going to run in. Maybe I get a medic kit, you know? I run in, shoot the ammo, shoot the medic. Heavy comes up, he shoots me. Cool. That's a medic kit. Whereas if I called heavy down, nothing happens, you know?
So true. I feel like a child getting berated by his father.
Please don't.
No, I'm joking.
By his daddy.
That is
like you go to places and people say things. People they down someone and they just go down, down, off, off, off. Who are you talking to?
Dude,
You're just young into the
guilty as charged, dude. I've done that as
You
a
know?
heavy so many times when there are people inside my base and I down someone and I just like I don't yell it, but I say down to my teammates.
Yeah. I mean,
But they don't really need to know that.
it's good to tell to your resupply. If you resupply scrambling, I'll do that. You're out of the base for a second, the enemy commander is in, you run in, he's attacking resupply, you put him down and he runs out, and maybe your resupply doesn't realize this, they're leaving the base. I feel like this is really relevant in St. George, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still leaving, so you gotta be like, hey guys, he's down, you're fine. Like, come back.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
Maybe that's
I'm
where it comes from.
I'm telling someone specifically. I'm telling my resupply specifically. I'm not just yelling into an abyss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Information changes the flow of gameplay, so you got to be smart about what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I love the call out, like especially when it's like you're heavy, when they get downed and you down the other person and you have to say like, hey, you're up first.
But that's like a
'cause they're,
St.
running
George.
away, and it's like, dude, the number of times I've had to make that call out
Well, those are good call
this
outs.
week
That's
alone.
good.
No, it's good. I also love being told that, because sometimes, my scout brain is like, down, reposition, when it's like, no, you're up first, come on, put that person down.
We're just training
So
Pavloving the newbies, I guess, with that one.
yeah. So what would be some, like, if you were to be explaining calls to a newbie, what are some good, like, starter, like, just call outs and how to use them for new people so they know where to start?
Well, newbies, that's kind of tough.
I don't think I would
Not like
really.
newbie, not like a newbie, but someone who's getting to the point where it's like they're getting better at the game, but
Call outs is
they're
something
just repeating what they hear. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I see. I mean, it varies on position, obviously. I think the scout one, letting your commander know heavy's down, that's really important. I mean, if we go back, Bolton, you're gonna hate me for this. If we go back to that game from forever ago, the infamous game where you died out as heavy,
Which one?
Yeah.
the first one. What happened in that game was you beat Logan for yellow base. You won that trade.
You won that
Right?
base.
The thing that changed it is I put you down, and I saw Logan in a position to follow up. He didn't know you were down, though, is that thing. Is you put him down, and then I put you down. He didn't see that. I literally saw him, and I said, Logan, he's down, go in. And then he won the base off of that. That's a good call out.
Yeah.
Not to jerk myself off.
What a riveting example. I love it. Thank you.
Other examples.
I remember when I started, again, a very early Thunder lesson. Thunder had me as a scout, just like post outside the base. I was in green base and our team was in blue base, and he said, anytime you see like a 3-hit running in, just shout and let us know that they're coming in, to warn us, prepare us.
For someone to get into it, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'd say so. There are times when you don't need to do that, but yeah, that's not bad. I think a good one for 3 hits is like cycling your 3 hits. So your commander comes back, he tells you heavy, okay, go push while I get resupplies, so that we keep pressure on them. Then the commander's getting resupplied. And before he's even done getting resupplied, he should be calling out for the heavy to come back when he's getting close. That's something Brisbane does really well.
Interesting.
Rusty, when he starts getting close to being done, he will start calling for his heavy to come back. Because then the heavy comes back and then he goes out, he's full on shots and lives, and he just keeps the pressure up. So that's like a good one. Commanders calling out to a scout, to put one in the enemy commander or heavy, be like, hey, he needs one, like, please shoot him. That's always good. I feel like that's not utilized a whole ton, to be honest.
Like calling out the armor.
Yeah. Just be like, hey, just shoot him one. Just trade with him. because I'm in a position where then he's down, I come up, and I can do damage. That's good. Resupplies.
It just doubles, I guess.
No, there's really
For
none for
starters, I
medics
don't
that I
know.
can think of. The only real one I can think of is just heavy ammo communication. Is just ammo watching where the heavy can't, and just calling things out to him, you know?
Right.
And then just calling out, if no one's in the base getting resupplied, you don't need your ammo and medic to sit next to each other. So, you kind of move away. We do this in St. George a lot, say we're in blue base. Your medic's sitting in blue base, heavy's watching towards red, and then as ammo, I'll often go down blue hall towards green and be down there. And then I'm just, you call stuff out to either your medic or your heavy, just communicating. But that's more just not even call outs, but just communication.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a very important difference. It's important to learn to communicate, I think, first before call outs, because some things don't need to be called out, like you said. Sometimes it's good to just find who you need and talk to them.
Yeah. Well, and a big part of that's like synergy too. Like Caleb and I, for example, when we play together, we don't make a ton of call outs. I mean, when we were commander and heavy, we kind of did because we're kind of playing far apart from each other. And so we would in that case. But like, say when we were playing, he was playing commander and I'd play scout. We really didn't make call outs to each other. We'd communicate because we'd be close to each other. But it's not like I'm calling things out to him because he's there, he sees it. Like we just have that synergy where like we can literally look at each other and we just know what to do, type of thing. Like and that's not easy. That's something Caleb and I are very like blessed with, that we both just think the same way in that regard. And I think that's part of what makes us such a good duo. Is we just since he first moved here, since Syracuse, we've always had this like non-verbal, really good communication.
Logan,
we just know what the other person's thinking and wants to do.
You're really good at that, Bo, for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we got that going a little bit. I think we definitely could utilize that a lot more if we ever, we're on the same team.
We hardly ever play together these days, though.
No, not really. But we definitely have that. I remember when Snuffles was commander and we were both scouts, like we were in red base, it was so easy. We were just comboing their heavy. Like we didn't even need to speak. We were just bam bam, you had the right trails, the resets, I distracted him, you hit him from behind with our combined shot powers. We were just putting 3 hits down, keeping people out of the base. It was really satisfying to just it was this nice, clean work that we did. It was so nice.
You definitely get in my head more than I get in yours. When I'm editing to our heavy footage right now.
Yeah.
First off, I'll say there was a lot more action on my side than yours. I was dealing with a lot more, so I guess I can't be too sad about that. But man, you just juked me so often, and it was painful to see.
I'm telling you, it's all the me scout versus you 3-hit games. I just know how you juke. All right, and then for newbies, I was just really thinking about this. Right, the reason callouts are important, right? The number one reason that you say them is because you want someone to listen and follow up, or at least even just have the information you just shouted out. And I feel like I've seen quite a bit of it, especially recently, is callouts are made, and then people are caught up in the game, not listening, and it's really good information. Oh wait, where'd we go? There we go. It was really good information, and then no one was following up on it. Like when I was reffing, I reffed like 3 of those games this week, and there were some pretty stinking good callouts that were made, and just nothing happened. Or people were in really good positions and just didn't say anything, and I was like, had my phaser in my mouth, try not to like shout like, "Come on, push, the heavy's down!" Like the scout put the heavy down, and then poor Chaser is just like, retreating, and I'm like, if that scout in red would just let Chaser know that like the heavy's down, he could push in. Just stuff like that. Like people
when you make a good call out and like no one listens or follows up on it, that's one of the most frustrating things ever. Because it's like, this is such a good call out. Like this can, if you follow up on this changes the game. Like we can win off.
It would have
this
changed the game
call-out.
totally.
Yeah, no, that's so frustrating.
Yeah, so I think maybe it'd be more important for like, especially on the newer side of players, to just like while they're playing a game, right? Once they get like used to the game, to start listening to callouts.
Listening, yes,
and not really
honestly,
making them. Is that the plan?
I think listening is very important. Obviously, and that's just for everyone. I think calling stuff out if you're not sure if it's a good call out or not is important if you're trying to learn call outs, because then after the game you can then ask, hey, was this a good call out, was it a bad call out, why? And then that's how you improve, that's how you get better, is actually talking about it, not just doing it, but talking with other people and communicating.
Which is why I think it's important when players will ask, like, what do you think of that game? Or even if you just noticed it, to like walk up to them and be like, hey, like those callouts, those are good callouts. Or just like let them know so they have some kind of reinforcement.
And let them know why too,
Mm-hmm.
That's
that callout was great. I was able to get into their base and get a medic hit. Thank you for that, stuff like that.
Yeah, good
agreed.
stuff.
Good stuff. Educational content on how to improve your game on the Triple Tap podcast.
Who are we?
We've had like 2 rambles.
This is a new
this is a record for us. It's not late enough. We're not too tired.
Well, if you guys want to change that, I do. If you guys want to move on if you guys want to move topics, or do you want to talk about like advanced callouts?
I don't think advanced callouts exist.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be so. I don't think callouts in laser tag and communication. I don't think it's that complicated. Simple, specific stuff with specific intent for a specific person are the best callouts.
And try not to call out so hard you throw up.
That's another good point. You have people who are screaming in the arena for a week in a tournament, and by the last day, their throat's dead. That happens all the time. They
actually throw up.
Yeah. It happens all the time.
One thing I'll always remember about Nats is Loveland they were so loud. And I don't know if this was a tactic to throw me off, but it worked. And I couldn't
understand a word they were saying.
I couldn't understand a word they were saying, and I couldn't hear my own team over the noise. So I got overwhelmed with communication that was just a lot.
It's bad communication, but if the whole point of that is to disjoint the enemy team, I feel like they actually low-key kind of did that.
100%.
I their team, like they were just so good, just in their own arena and just individually as players, that like they don't need crazy communication. They know how to play in the arena. Like they know what to do. If they tried, let's say we went to Nats, let's say that team went to Brisbane this year at Nats, that same strategy would not work. They're not familiar with Brisbane or how to play it per se. If they tried doing that, it would backfire horribly, I think, at least.
It would just give away too much information.
And they wouldn't be getting any actual information.
Yeah.
Maybe against other teams that aren't as experienced as them, who rely on communication more, it might throw a wrench in their game and work. But if they try doing that against, the top teams, like say the Brisbane home team, that's just going to backfire, because I doubt Rusty needs to say anything to his team except when he's nuking. That's all that matters. He'll just win you the game. And the other top teams, like a really good USA team going out, like that probably won't work against them.
It's just like the Loveland death whistle.
Yeah. Mayan death whistle, but just Loveland.
Aztec death whistle.
Aztec, yeah.
Yeah, makes you just fear for your life. They're on to me. I don't know how or what, but they're on to me.
Yeah. I'm just having flashbacks of all the screaming in the arena.
Just
Yeah. But that's the thing.
flashbacks
I
to
don't
Connor
think
throwing up.
when we played them,
I
I
just
don't think
remember
that
hearing that
screaming
call
really
out.
affected me per se.
Hmm.
Just
Maybe I'm
like
just
I
more
get it.
susceptible to that kind of thing.
Well, you're just not as experienced, and so yeah, so it would be. That makes 100% sense. That makes total sense. But against like experienced good players,
AKA not metal
for
face.
the most part.
This guy's ass. So
Hey,
true.
let's no pull up that heavy v heavy footage you're editing right now, Logan.
What? Why?
Bolton
Yeah, that's
finally
my
has a
thought.
good
That's
heavy
my
game.
thought.
I mean,
I crushed it.
I thought I
I
had a
mean,
good
I had a
heavy game
really good
too.
team.
My
You did,
commander had
but I
8k and
beat you.
Chaser had 12k, so that's all I'll say about
I'm
that.
not. I was
Did have a good
joking when I
game.
said pull it up. I was just trying to make a point. You don't have to.
Oh, well, I did.
No, Bolton has one good game and suddenly has an ego.
I know
I
this guy.
you
Typical
know
laser
that's
tag player.
you don't. You're so right. My ego is massive and hard and throbbing right now because I had one good game against Logan.
Hashtag egos out
I'm
for
just
Robbie.
saying that Metal Face isn't in the best position to trash talk me at this very instant.
All right. Well, watch the footage and we'll see how you feel about that.
Jeez, I make one thing. I make one thing. I just get shut down.
You
Shut
can't
down
have your
instantly.
thing. Shut up.
Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid.
Nope. Yeah, no, you dumpstered me. I hadn't looked at that game at all until right now, and yeah, it's pretty bad. But all things considered, I think I did pretty well.
You did really well. It was more of what team you were on, honestly. You played really great.
My scout died 5 minutes into the game.
Who was it?
It was
Deadbeat?
yeah, deadbeat. And I lived 10
Honestly,
minutes.
that probably was more of a help than a hindrance. I'm gonna be so for real.
Are we keeping
Nothing
that
against
in?
Deadbeat, because Deadbeat's a brand new player. He is a walking reset, straight up.
Yeah,
That's the
okay.
truth.
You're right. You're probably right about
And
that being
he's coming and he's getting better.
Deadbeat, we love
Up
you
to
and your
Deadbeat.
enthusiasm and your attitude.
That's just the blunt truth. I'm
It
sorry.
sounded harsh, but new
I,
players.
I have played in numerous games where my team were like either my team or the enemy team has like a scout that's just playing bad and like getting reset, and that team with that player is losing, and then that player dies out, and suddenly that team starts winning and wins the game. I've seen that a dozen times, you know.
I did just barely beat my scout score PR a few weeks ago because there were like 4 new players in the game, and I was just resetting off them being eating. Like I wasn't even playing like a spectacular game that game. I just got lucky
You
with
just
the
nuke
reset.
something.
Yeah. So it looks much more impressive than it actually is. Happens. It's a cycle of things.
it does happen. Anyways, I mean, there's going to be more games like that because yeah, that was one of our set lineups. I don't know if I
Whoa. Cut that out. Don't tell people
I
that.
mean,
We don't want people to know.
Are you leaking information right now?
Beep that out. Beep that out. You
Okay.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Don't leak that.
I want to make some more stuff. I'm going to bleep. Chaser, you're going to be the heavy. Chaser, you're
We don't
playing
know that.
heavy. No, I want him to guess. I'm going to bleep heavy. It's going to be fun.
Mind games. Okay.
You know, I wish I had like a light on my face. It's so dark in here.
Yeah, I was thinking that actually earlier.
I
was
wish
like,
I could just
this
see
is
your
the
face.
dimmest man.
I'm just staring at Bolton's beautiful face this whole time.
So dark and edgy, guys.
Wouldn't know.
It's a mess of hair sticking out from a dark spot in the chair. Oh, you're recording in your room, your bedroom this time, instead of your front room.
Mm-hmm. I don't have a lamp in here.
Incredible. I have a lamp.
That's nice, Bolton.
Thank you. I love lamps.
I have a broken lamp. It's right there. You can't see it. It's just out of frame, but
That's very
it worked
sad.
until it didn't.
Is this the lamp episode?
Okay,
My relationships, but
show us your lamps. Please, I showed you my lamp. Respond.
please respond.
Please respond.
You know, like the. Never mind.
No, finish that thought. We
Mm,
have
I mean, it's a
rambled enough.
light, not a lamp. But you know those like those like titty ceiling lights.
Mhm.
I've got
My
one.
old house. My old house had so many of those, and I remember my brother pointed them out for the first time to my mom, and she laughed, and I was like, I was fairly young. I was like, dude, what? Why is mom laughing? My, you know,
Bolton, did you goon to the ceiling titty lights? Be honest.
no, I thought that Brock should have been put in timeout for saying that. That was naughty.
Tell the people.
That was naughty.
Tell the people you gooned to the ceiling titty lights.
I can see
Is
the
that a
guilt in
water
your
bottle?
face.
If
I
anything,
can
I'm
see it in your eyes, you bastard.
doing it to Logan right now under the desk. I
Hashtag
could
dicks
see him
out for
better.
Logan.
I might have to cut that. that's pretty vile.
That's not what the doctor said when they saw Dallon's penis.
Oh my god.
Yeah, are we gonna have to circumcise all that content?
Circumcise this section of the
Episode?
podcast.
We'll see how I'm feeling in the morning, I guess.
I don't care if you keep it in,
Okay.
honestly. Caleb's and Bolton, honestly, have told so many people at this point that it doesn't
I
faze
only,
me.
I only,
It's funny.
I mean, I only really tell it to people who already know when you're present. I don't think I've like told anyone who doesn't know already.
Well, now the
You mentioned it
entirety of the
before.
Laser Force community knows, so
That's okay. Most of them have seen the infamous helicopter video, which is much worse than us talking about mine.
Yeah,
is Caleb a part of that video?
Honestly,
it's
if you have
Caleb
to ask, you
Moore.
already know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you already know.
I've never seen that video, but I think I have already seen it without seeing it, you know? So I'll pass.
I haven't.
Yeah, I don't want to see it. Please no one show it to me.
All
Or
right, everyone, I need you to DM
unless
Logan.
no, don't show me,
Oh,
guys.
well, he's a minor in the video. So
Oh, he
that's
is.
illegal.
Oh god.
Anyways, we should move on.
I didn't hear what he said.
Oh, thank God.
Amen.
I'm not repeating that.
I should go back to church.
This is the second episode in a row where
Dallon's
we
thinking
talk
about going
Dallin
back
going
to church.
It's not going to happen, but unironically
No.
might be good for my soul.
It starts off as jokes. It's like being gay. It starts off as a joke, like, what if I was gay? But you know, then eventually you are gay. Eventually Dallin will go to church.
You speaking
not-
from experience there, Bolton?
Come over here and find out. You know where I live.
I do know where you live.
Yeah.
Like internet
Logan's
irony
right
poison.
behind you.
You meet me outside, right next to Logan's window. If he is
Just on his balcony.
yeah.
Mm. You know,
Nah, Logan would like that too much. We shouldn't.
Yeah.
Might make things weird.
they used to have
Remember
a
the
shade.
pact, boys. Remember the pact.
Oh yeah.
What's the pact?
What?
I don't remember the pact. What's the pact?
I can't believe you forgot.
What's the pact?
But you made it. We made it. We all made the pact.
Yep.
How'd
I've
you
made a
forget the
dozen
pact?
pacts in my life, okay?
Yeah, but this one is serious.
This is
though.
gonna.
I don't remember.
How'd you forget?
What the fuck?
What do you mean? What? You made it. You agreed to it.
Like 4 years ago?
It was a while ago.
Are you guys ready to be blindsided by this episode segment of Rockwood's random rambling topic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for the viewers, Rockwood texted us like an hour before we were gonna record, like, hey, can I do like a surprise segment and not tell you what it is beforehand? And we probably mistakenly, we'll find out now, agreed to it. So
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I'm a little worried.
So we are constantly looking for ways to improve our game at laser tag, right?
Yes.
Now, what do you use to play laser tag?
Is
A
this a
pack
trick
and a
question?
PP phaser.
What do you use though? Like
My body?
My body
there
and
you
my
go. There you go. Ding 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 body.
Okay.
Now. Ellen's face is killing me. So, if you want to improve your game at laser tag, you need to improve your body, which is why I want us all to make our own laser tag fitness program. All right? Set of exercises that will make us better at laser tag.
Okay.
Okay.
All right? And what I want to do is I want to make you guys chart. I want you guys to actually follow through on these exercises,
Oh,
okay?
God.
And we're going to check back every episode on our progress to see how we're doing.
Dude, you know I don't
does
go
that sound?
outside. This sucks. I don't want to
Workout?
do this.
I'm down. I
I'm
work
dead
out almost
serious.
every day,
I'm
every
dead
day
serious.
anyways.
I'm dead freaking serious.
Okay, I'm down, honestly.
Oh, I guess I have to
Now,
agree.
Logan is not.
you
I can't see his face, but I can picture it perfectly. He's not.
now
I mean,
let's just start off with some right. So now when you play laser tag, use your body. Now you use your legs, right? And your heart, right? Those are the two things. And I'm not being like silly or like gushy. Like use your heart. You genuinely use your heart, right?
Yeah, it's cardio.
Yeah.
It's very, very good, excellent source of cardio. So we're gonna make the most unattractive workout program that doesn't focus on core or arms at all, right, fellas?
Well, you use
Okay.
your core a
You know-
lot, especially when you bend down. I would add core to part of it.
All right. Okay.
You've never crouched
See, if I
down?
planned this in advance, I would have all right. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Core is
Check.
crouching's way more legs than core, I feel like. But like you
I
do,
think it's 100% legs, but guys, check the Discord.
You guys are gonna have to tell me.
He has a vlog planned.
It's a Canva link.
What if it was just a link to like gnome pornography?
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's actually a Trojan horse. It's actually a link to give Ryan access to your computer.
The keylogger.
An instant keylogger.
Yeah, I don't know. If you could just pull up like one of those workout planners. I want to plan a workout.
It's a template.
Just
Okay,
like screenshot it and then copy it to your clipboard or something and then, pull it up.
Okay.
Not that hard. I believe in you.
So he sent me this. It's a minimalist black and white fitness
Go
workout
to
log planner.
Go to the second image. Go to the second image. It's a good image.
So I'm just like pirating a workout log.
Yeah. I mean, it's not pirating. If it's on the internet, it's free to use. That's how it works.
So true. I mean, yeah, it will work.
All right. In
Later.
post, can we add this like generic like workout music over this section?
No.
Yeah. Motivational quotes.
I'll find some for you. I'll find some.
So dumb.
Also, side note, Cameron was watching it, and he says that he feels like our show needs some like background music. So if you're interested, I can find some for you and just post it. Shouldn't be that difficult. It'll just be quiet music in the background, so it's not just dead air.
Might work. We heard it Ram Ranch.
Unironically, the Ram Ranch Yeah, if you just got like the Ram riff over this part,
Like just the riff goes hard. Let's be
I
real.
I agree. I love the riff.
Okay. Well,
18 naked space marines in the vesting room of Lasermania.
I found the instrumental here. Oh, you gotta bleep out Lasermania, by the way, as well.
I'm not doing that.
I can barely hear it.
It's okay here. It's okay.
Okay, you get 10 seconds of it in post. All right, that's all you get right now. 10 seconds of Ram Ranch.
Work out.
Suited up laser space marines in the vesting room of Lasermania. Big guard
Phasers.
activated. Phasers.
2 hands on their phasers.
Ready to be fired. I'm not. Okay,
There's the instrumental for you.
thanks.
So workout plan. You're gonna have to whittle a lot of this segment down. Don't want to bore the viewers. All right. So, workout plan. Okay. I made one in college once for my weightlifting class. Does anyone here have experience doing this, like real experience? Dallin,
I have never done
you're
this.
a fit guy. Do you have a? Surely you have a fitness regimen, right?
Yeah, but I've never written it down. I just know what I like to do at the gym. And so it's like, okay, I'm doing chest today. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm probably just going to do these specific workouts.
All right.
And
So
like I experiment with stuff I haven't tried before, but yeah. I don't have like a set
that also
dedicated, like this is
sounds
my workout.
like college experience.
Oh no, I don't have that.
Oh, just experimenting with stuff I haven't tried
In case you
before.
forgot.
Muscle group, laser. Heck yes, brother.
I'm freehanding with the mouse right now. Beautiful.
All right, laser tag. So, with each and every what do you even call this? I don't know. Whatever
Dude,
this is,
what do you mean
there
you
has
don't
to
know?
be a goal. The word for it. There has to be a goal, right? So, what is our end goal? What are we looking for here? Lose some weight, last longer in the arena.
Every
What's
time I get out of the arena, I'm dying. I want to not
That's
do
what
that.
I was thinking. You two, specifically you two, are always complaining about how exhausted you are doing tag nights.
Yeah.
You two really complain a lot. Throwing you on the spot.
What can I say?
I think the goal of this is to do it so that we play 6 games of Space Marines and you're still feeling great at the end. That's the goal.
6 games of Space Marines.
Okay.
That's expensive.
So why don't we start? If I were to do that, I'd probably start with squats then.
I would disagree. I would say you want to warm up with a little bit of light jogging, a little bit of running, a little bit of cardio, and then you work out.
It's going to be the most important thing, I think.
Obviously, but the squats are going to warm up my legs.
Okay, that's a good point.
All right, okay. So we start with squats.
So how many?
Good Lord. I don't know.
Let's
Fitness
3
expert,
sets of
tell
20.
me.
3 sets of 20. We're not machines.
Okay. 3 sets of 12.
Okay.
3 sets of 12.
Three
That
sets of
sounds
12.
good. That sounds good.
And I know we question, is this like a thing we're doing every single day? Or is it like 5 days a week? Yada yada.
What time do you wake up tomorrow, Logan?
Oh, I don't know. Sometime before 10.
Before 10? Okay. The best time to do this would be in the early morning, Logan.
If you actually make me wake up early for this, I'm going to strangle you in real life.
Okay, my bad.
How about? Because we do so much stuff. Okay, how about? No. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Because Monday is really the only day. Because Tuesdays we have laser tag. Wednesday is D&D. Thursday we try to record the podcast.
We're together, are we?
I'm just thinking about my own schedule because I. All right.
Okay. Well, how long of a workout do we want it to be? I guess is the question.
Okay, so I'm
Like
gonna try to go for
hour,
like
maybe max.
an hour. No, 30
Thinking like
minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
All right. I will commit to doing this workout 3 times a week. I can at least do that.
23? I think at least 5.
Yeah, if we want to see the actual progress in any meaningful amount of time, we're gonna have to do this a little bit often.
I
This is
4.
coming
I
from
think.
someone
Okay, I
who.
think 4 at a minimum.
don't
Okay,
know
let's
about.
just start with 4.
Okay.
We'll warm up 4 times a week.
I will commit to 4. No, I will commit to 3 and shoot for 4. Because there are at least 3 days I can definitely do this. Like 100% do this.
Okay,
And
I'll take it.
maybe 4.
Okay, so
You get
squat.
4, you win a prize. You get
Okay.
big boy brownie points.
Can I have a cool
Big
item
boy
in
brownie.
D&D?
You get good boy points.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Okay, so you got squats. I think lunges too,
Ooh.
because you got to work out
I was thinking like
all
burpees.
the muscles.
Yeah, lunges would be good. I can't remember the last time I did lunges though.
Okay. How many? I'm thinking 15. 3 sets.
Yeah, 3 sets of 15 sounds good. It's nice 5. I remember learning to write the number 5.
That's nice,
It's
Bo.
a boy and he eats lots of food, so you give him the belly, and he puts on his cap to go play baseball.
What a specific memory, man. That's crazy.
I'm full of them.
What kind of cardio are we thinking?
Okay, after the
So,
squats and
I'm
lunges.
Like a
thinking,
jog?
yeah, I'm thinking maybe like 1 mile total. Like, it doesn't even have to be running. Let's just start off with just like, I don't know, like what do you say,
That
like
mile.
So
jog
What-
for like
walking? That's gonna
1
No.
minute, and then
Are we gonna
walk
take,
for
like,
30
20 minutes?
seconds or something.
I think a walk. I think a 10-minute walk, and then we do sprints.
That could work.
Because sprints are
I was
much
thinking
more
like
important.
jog for like a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I think it's important to get some of that. What do you call it? Long term. What do you call that? Endurance.
Something I used to do to like leading up to like a tournament to like kind of get prepared is I would do a jog. I would jog for 15 minutes straight, so the length of the game, and
15
then I'd
minutes
walk
straight.
5 minutes, and then 15 minutes jog, and then 5 minutes walk. To like, or you can do like 10-minute walk. if you
Snuffles
want.
is
I think
goated.
that's what I started with.
You're
It
actually
was
a
hard, dude. It was
Yeah.
tough. This is what I did, I think, in preparation for New Zealand.
Yep, makes
And
sense.
I did it
You
in
were-
Cedar City, by the way, which is 6,000 feet above ocean level. So that's hard.
Yeah.
honestly, I'm
oxygen
just
is-
worried about the heat.
That's true. You'd have to do this in the morning or in the evening, nighttime.
I mean, I
Which
have access
go on
to
nightly
it.
runs almost every night because night runs in St. George is the vibe.
Oh, you're so right. I forget. I'm awake at night a lot.
Okay, so 15 minutes is brutal. I actually want to be living when I wake up the next day. So how about
I mean, we can start more with like 5-minute jog.
how about 5-minute
Yeah,
jog?
I think
And
shorter
then-
jogs would be good. We need to work up to it.
5-minute jog, 5-minute walk,
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
or 10-minute walk, or something.
So
I'm gonna be so for real. This is all gonna be really easy for me because I do more than this already. But
let's
Well, that's
just
great. You can be
double
like a
for the
everything.
sake of you two,
And then also, as we're working out, I want you guys to just record on your phones, just a little bit of it. If we do it this like separately, just record
I'm
some
not-
on your phones and just send me the footage, and then I can make like shorts.
a
I can make
super
little
edit.
shorts
Oh
for
boy.
YouTube. Yeah,
Oh my
Okay.
god. We're YouTube short creators now. It's disgusting.
I'm a YouTube short creator. I'll spare you guys. I'll spare your souls. So
Okay.
jog 5 minutes, walk 10 minutes. Okay.
5 minutes straight of jogging, no stopping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that, yeah. At least. That would be my big fat ass.
We'll have to see for me.
Okay. Are you for real?
I mean,
Dude, I'm just not a runner, man.
Okay.
I have never once ever enjoyed running.
I will
Ever.
suggest sprints after the walk. So we do cardio. Good.
So squats, lunges, then cardio.
And then we do
Stretches.
sprints and stretches.
Do you stretch before or after?
After.
you kind of want to do both. That's what they say.
Okay, so oh god.
I think first Logan needs to
Stretch.
do wrist day so he can actually write coherently.
And then it's sprints. And I don't know if we should like specify sprints. I'm probably just gonna like sprint 5 times.
You could do, like
down
down
the
for
block.
like burpees or whatever. What do you call those? Like the ladders?
Ladder sounds familiar, like 8th grade gym class familiar.
Yeah, ladders were my bane of my existence. You like get down and then get up and then run back and then run. It's actually like would be really good if you want to, if you measure out like 10 feet, it'd be really great to practice for like chases and stuff for paths. But
Yeah, but sprinting for 10 feet isn't really gonna. I mean, it might help actually.
no, that's why ladders is so great, is because you
go
you
back
like
and
start
forth.
here and then run here and then run here and then you like incrementally do it. I don't know.
Okay. Is there
All right,
anything
so you have the
else?
workout done. Well, you see, Logan, I believe like 80% of any diet's success comes from the food that you eat.
Dude,
So-
I eat fine. Dude, don't make me.
Don't make you what?
Don't make me buy any more food. I'm broke, please.
If we could get someone to sponsor us.
No sugar, no carbs, only water.
Ice soup.
All right, so
200 grams of your body weight in protein.
genuine question. All right, I've what exactly, like, I know what a carb is, but like, what kind of foods do you think of when you hear carbs?
Are you
Like, what does
for
that
real
mean?
right now, man?
I did not have. Oh, this will take forever.
Who's
to explain.
homeschooled again?
And have you seen me? Do I look like the dieting type?
Oh, you look like you're very familiar with carbs.
Yeah. See? So what does that mean? Like no bread and no cheese? Because that's
bread.
like 90% of my diet.
Bread is mostly
Is
carbs.
bread and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Dalton is a 90% carb diet kind of guy. Yeah, we might kill you if we tried to do.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah,
you
my body
already
will reject whatever you try to put in it.
Your diet's not great, but you don't eat like all that much. So
well, I don't eat, and then I days where I don't take the happy pills, and then I eat like crazy.
The happy pills.
Yeah, the normal pills.
I thought we talked about fentanyl. Okay.
No. This is the second time we brought up fentanyl today.
Is it? Oh yeah, I made that joke at
Chakarama. Yeah.
Guys, did you know Slaughtermelon's done fentanyl? No, he hasn't.
Slaughtermelon told me fentanyl at the Loveland Arena.
Well, he told me fentanyl is what made him so good at laser tag. He told me that's what really upped his laser tag level.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Fentanyl
sells fentanyl out back of the dumpster.
Every tournament, every day.
To new players. So yeah. So what do I eat? Just like salad? I don't know.
I don't think we really need to change our diets very much to make this effective.
I think some small tweaks might be good. I'm trying to think what. I think a really good one is hydration. Water is what? How many? One sec. I'm not entirely sure.
Dude, I
How much
would be
water is
upset
like
about
one
that,
gallon?
but my beautiful girlfriend bought me a water bottle, so I've been drinking a lot of water within the last few days.
That's good.
That's
I've
good.
been pretty bad about water recently. I'm not gonna lie.
Whenever I work, I fill up a big old cup of water, and I tell myself I have to finish this before my shift is up.
Do you ever finish it?
It's like, yes,
Nice.
32 ounces.
Oh my god, 32. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now that I think
Google,
about
that's
it,
not an
my diet's not that great, but it's not terrible. It's to wake up, have coffee, have some kind of like lunch. Yeah, I don't know what I eat. Couldn't tell you. Gun to my head. Asked me what I ate 3 days ago. Couldn't tell you.
I woke up this morning, took my pills, and then right before we started streaming, I ate salmon with rice and broccoli.
How long has it been since you've had like a nutritious home cooked meal like that? How often do you have meals like that?
Not applicable.
Oh boy.
I
Dude,
tried
I'm
mixing
looking
mac
up
and
this
cheese,
water
but there were
question,
weevils
and
in
I
it.
swear everything's giving me a completely different answer.
The
I don't
point
know what's
is,
true.
just drink more water, I guess.
My rule of thumb that I've heard my whole life is drink it till your piss looks like water.
Yeah, I hear that one, except when I do that, I wake up every 3 freaking hours to pee because my bladder's hamster
Because you have a
sized.
tiny bladder, Logan.
I
You have the
know, I
world's
know.
smallest
So
bladder.
it always pisses me off when I start like getting all hydrated and I don't sleep well.
End of the day, final piss of the day. We have to take a picture of the coloration and
Oh
send
All
it.
right, all right, all right. Down, 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 down. We have to. We have to.
Fun fact, you can
He said
trick
it. We have
this.
to.
Alcohol will automatically dump all the water in your body into your kidneys. So have some alcohol before the picture and it'll turn
No
clear.
alcohol. No alcohol. We're doing this sober. Sobriety is healthy, Logan.
Okay,
All right, diet,
Alcohol is poison.
alcohol.
that is the
Alcohol will
diet.
make you a better laser tag player. 10 sets of, I don't know,
Jägermeister.
shots. Oh, this is expensive.
It's not.
Well, if that's the goal.
It's-
It's time
I
to get
have-
started, baby.
Oh my gosh. Let's go.
I have turkey. I bought turkey. I went grocery shopping yesterday and I bought turkey, so I don't know.
Do you know how to cook turkey?
Guess I can't have sandwiches, so because no carbs.
No, you can have carbs.
That's like 90% of my diet. I work at a sandwich shop.
Like energy, and they're good for your brain.
What?
What was that? Repeat that.
You want
You were
carbs.
cutting out.
Yeah.
I was just saying carbs. Like you do need to eat carbs. Carbs, a certain
Okay,
amount,
so-
and there's different type of carbs, which it's complicated.
So here, let's just. This is the easiest way. If you could put the diet into a pre-existing Jimmy John's menu item, what would you
I
recommend?
don't eat at fucking Jimmy John's. I don't know.
None of them.
All right, let's pull the Jimmy John's menu.
Oh my.
I don't know. Some of those sandwiches though be having hella lettuce.
You can ask for easy lettuce.
What's your favorite Jimmy John sandwich, Bo? What Jimmy John sandwich do you
Me,
eat?
my go-to, I like to get the number one, which bear in mind the original menu, the 1 through 6, has less stuff on it than the favorites menu. I like to get the number one with no tomatoes and extra yellow mustard, which is
Okay.
ham and cheese mustard, and I dip it in kick and ranch sauce.
It's not on the what is this menu? This is the favorites menu. Okay.
Yeah, it's a favorite. So the favorites would honestly probably be better because they are packed with more meat. The favorites have more meat in it.
So you're telling me you get the number one with just ham, provolone, lettuce, tomato, and mayo with mustard.
Yeah, so that's 650 calories. And that's usually what I eat in a day.
That's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
So
great.
so let's go to favorites. Favorites probably has a better diet, right?
Did you say that's what you eat in a day?
Usually, yeah. If I'm filling up for it.
You've got to eat more than that, right?
I mean, sometimes.
Like you have a snack when you get home, right? Or like some kind of like mac and cheese.
No, you have to be eating more.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm on a hard cut right now. I'm eating 1,800 calories, which is so difficult.
That's got to be so brutal. And this sandwich,
It's
yeah.
so difficult. How are you eating 600 a day? I don't believe you. You'd be starving.
Not every day. It's not every day, but it's whenever I work. Usually, I mean, sometimes like I'll make some mac and cheese, or I'll like get
Okay,
like
there you go.
snack.
I guess box of that's gonna be 1,000 calories.
I mean, that's very rarely though. I tried to do it tonight, but I had weevils, so I didn't do it. But sometimes I make like sandwiches or like toast, butter toast, yum yum.
That's
There's
crazy.
no way.
You have too much weight on your bones to eat that little. Like you gotta have days where you don't take your meds. And
I'm
eat,
telling
like,
you, I think my body sucks at processing like stuff.
That's crazy. There's not really much here that's all that good for you.
He must be munching.
So yeah. Do you really want to give dieting advice? I don't think my diet's all that bad.
Honestly, I think hydration's the most important for this. If we're just trying to keep it low key, I honestly just that.
Yeah. I can't afford the organic section of Harmon's.
Yeah.
Well, Jared,
Fast.
before he was a massive pedophile, he got really healthy eating just Subway, right?
Who?
Jared
Fogley?
Fogel?
Fogel, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, except Subway costs money.
I thought in the tag scene for a moment, and I was like,
no. He's like the Subway. He was like the face of Subway.
Yeah.
And then he was a massive pedophile.
okay.
And he was like the face of their advertising campaign for like.
Oh yeah.
And it's called like he used to be grossly overweight, but then he ate Subway, and now he's healthy, and also likes diddling kids. We're gonna have to cut that out, man.
The diddler.
So we have the workout.
We do.
So that had like very little to do with laser tag for a while.
No, that was a lot of fluff. But
There was
honestly the first 40 minutes to an hour, we were pretty on track.
We were building up a tangential debt.
Yeah.
We really were. Yeah, we really were.
Inevitable.
All right. Well, send me a picture, screenshot of that because I can't actually see it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because when Bolton couldn't see the screen, we had to wait so he could. But then I can't see the screen. It's like, oh well, we should just start. Okay.
Oh,
I see how it is.
Sorry. Here. Stop whining. Here's a picture. So,
why are you taking your shirt off? Okay. Oh my god.
All right. Thank you everyone for tuning into this episode of Triple Tap.
Make sure to tune next time where we play we take the laser tag quiz, but every question we get wrong we have to strip. Make things a little interesting.
I'm not doing that.
Down's face is just abhorrent disgust. But a little bit of fascination.
A little bit of lust.
Oh.
Hey, remember the pack. Well, fellas, it's certainly been an episode.
Freaky fresh, freaky parts.
It's freaky fast. I just remember this.
Come on, Bo.
I'm just thinking of the Seth Moulton. Seth Moulton. This is a. Never mind. Okay. Well, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Triple Tap podcast. We really hope you enjoyed it from the bottom of our hearts. Make sure to triple tap that like button to show your appreciation for our hard work. Make sure to triple tap that subscribe button to, never miss out on other content like this. Although I don't blame you if you do want to miss out. And make sure to triple tap that share button and send it to all of your relatives and everyone you know. And send it to your mayor. Send it to your state representative and demand they watch it and also share it with their friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
As always, I've been Rockwood, and we'll triple tap talk to you guys later.